And we're live. Awesome. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome. It's Whiskey Wednesday. Spirits Guy coming to you guys live. Wachusett Wine and Spirits out here in West Boylston. And what is maybe the most excited I have ever been to do Whiskey Wednesday? We're talking about Old Forester. We're getting to do a barrel pick. Permanent special guest co-host Corey in the house. And cameraman Peter Thomas out there. I'm joined by my good friend Jay from Horseshoe Barrel Society. And a lot of firsts. I mean, I was thinking about it today. This is my 15th barrel pick. It's the 15th one I've done. I go back to like Jefferson's. We've done 3 Elijahs, at least 3 Eagle Rares, Larceny, Yellowstone, Rebel, Dove Creek, Cleveland. Yeah, we've done a bunch of them. Rittenhouse last week. By the way, any of you guys who missed it last week, we also bought a barrel of Rittenhouse, 4-year bottled in bond. That'll be in another month and a half. I have samples of that here. So if you want to try it, stop by, find me. I have samples. I'd be happy to share that with you. Give you a little preview, a little taste. But yeah, the Old Forester lineup. Right before we went on air, we were tasting the initial store pick from 5 years ago. It's been 5 long years that we have waited for this. Oh, look, there's the big reveal. Beautiful.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. So yeah, this is something that kind of came about last minute. Typically, I don't even know what I'm doing until 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. Just talking about how Corey would say, like, what are we doing today? I have no idea. And then we figured out in the last hour. I had something else planned, and then my friend Don Jean from Brown Foreman called me up and said, hey, we're going to be ready to do your pick in October. And I screamed and jumped out, and my heart was pounding. And what are you talking about? And then he was just messing with me. Stopped by, brought me the kit. Here it is. The pictures are up on Facebook. We put them up earlier. And I immediately rounded up the troops, and here we are getting ready to taste through. History of Old Forester. To the best of my knowledge, it is the oldest continuously owned brand in America. It's one of the oldest corporations in America. Started by George Garvin Brown and his friend George Foreman. Not the boxer. Another guy who coincidentally was George Foreman. Originally, the brand had 2 R's in it because it was kind of a medicinal thing. It was named after a guy named Dr. Forester, who was a Civil War doctor. So they sold it as medicinal whiskey. And then after he retired, and they didn't want the name associated with the doctor and his credibility, so they eliminated the R. We've got this here. Old Forester, first brand of whiskey to bottle their own whiskey back in 1870, which kept it from being adulterated, as a lot of the whiskeys were. Yeah, just a historic brand. One of 7 brands of whiskey that were still being made during Prohibition. So they're the only ones under the same ownership that was making whiskey pre-Prohibition, during Prohibition, post-Prohibition. I know Old Overholt is credited with being the oldest brand out there, but they've changed ownership many, many times over the years. So this is historic. One of the most important brands in general we got out there. I'll tell the warehouses as we go through because all the stats are right here in the bottle. Get some anxious folks, so. Warehouse H, floor number 4, barrel number 6967, sample number 1, 61.8%. So, was that 123.6, I think? Yeah. Not bad. Sample number 2 in the middle, Warehouse G, floor number 1. Barrel 6748, 124 proof, which makes sense on that bottom floor.
Yeah.
And then Warehouse H, floor 7, so top floor, 123.8, barrel number 6873.
I like how they buried it a lot.
Yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of different floors. Our barrel has already been named. It's Cherries from Heaven. And while this is my 50th barrel, this is Horseshoe Barrel's first barrel.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we're collaborating.
What an inaugural barrel to have.
Yeah. So you guys are going to take a big portion of this. When you guys pick up the barrel here, are you guys going to do stickers? Put them on and we'll co-brand
I
it?
think we'll come up with something.
How long have you been doing Horseshoe?
Well, I've lived on Horseshoe Drive for 7 years, but Horseshoe Barrel Society came about it was me and a few buddies that we just had a real obsession with collecting whiskey, and one of them, I wasn't posting it on my personal page, so one of them said, hey, just make an Instagram page and we'll all send pictures in and post them all, and we were already doing the work, we just weren't documenting it. It's been.
Yeah, I see it. I see those pictures come in from kind of all over.
Yeah, I do too.
Try to vary it. Every once in a while we'll throw a rum or something different in there, but...
I like it too because you're not strictly bourbon.
Right, exactly, yeah. I have
Society.
a real obsession with Japanese whiskey. I love Irish whiskey. Still yet to find a whiskey I don't like.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to narrow it down just to Horseshoe Bourbon Society. I think Old Barrel just to...
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Keep the range.
Does Sean know you're here right now?
Yep, yeah. I figured, I'm just waiting for him to walk in the door.
Yeah.
What the?
Three totally different noses too. I feel like this one is closer to our original.
That 1 and 3 are definitely my top 2 notes.
So if Don was here, the way he would take us through the tasting is you kind of go through, you nose it, and then when you taste it, you're looking to see if the flavors kind of follow through on what the nose is. I'm ready to start getting into this. I'm waiting way too long. I'm waiting 5 years for this.
Look, color on 3.
Yeah, but even in the bottle, it's like
In the bottle it looks darker.
The middle one was Warehouse G1, Cellulose Connection.
And there should be pictures of all these labels up on the Facebook page as well. No real burn on that first one. Cherries. Yeah.
He's never easy.
somebody's gonna do it though.
It's like a toasty.
There's a lot of cinnamon in that middle one.
Yeah. Yeah. Like smoky, toasty.
Even the nose and palate. The ends both have the cherry and the nose has the cinnamon.
Yeah.
I think that one has a little bit more heat than the other one, the first one.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad thing.
Yeah, and it's 0.2 proof points higher.
Yep.
I also did ask, these might not be the exact proof that they come in at,
Yeah, just like the Elijah.
just like the Elijah.
Change, yeah.
They haven't vatted these, so they're still sitting in barrel, and they'll be in there until we send back the pick. The pick gets sent back down there, and then they get ready to bottle. So it could go up or down, even, depending on where we are. It'll be close, but which I kind of like. I didn't like when Jack Daniels did their barrel program. Like they were kind of already pre-selected.
Right, they're
Like
already-
this is the flavor. They were pretty much already bottled and ready to go. You were just sort of picking on a flavor profile, which is fine. But I like the fact that this could even change. A lot of good response out there. Yeah, Nick, sometimes they can come off hot, and that's why like I poured them before we even went on the air. And for anybody out there drinking barrel proof, you always want to pour off a little bit because they're super tight in the bottle when they're at barrel proof. And I got that straight from Jeff Duckhorn at Redwood Empire when I tasted the haystack last year. And he said, it's going to be tight. It's not going to taste right at first. You've got to kind of let that sort of alcohol vapor come out. And normally, for something like this, we would be using Glencairn glasses. But I opted to go with the wider mouth to kind of let some of that alcohol, sort of ethanol vapors kind of get out of there so you can get right at the flavor. I think on first taste through, I like number 3.
I go, like, 3 was my nose, 3 is my taste.
It's a little richer.
2 was instantly deleted. It's been between 1 and 3 since the nose. I agree.
I think
very similar one.
3 is, yeah, they're very similar.
In the same warehouse. Yeah, both age.
What floor on 3?
So 7 and 4.
There you go. And look at the color.
Yep.
Yeah. I like 3. I think it's a little richer, a little heavier, a little bit more viscosity. I mean, 4th floor, 7th floor, 61.8% alcohol, 61.9. Like, but that 1/10 is just that little bit more richness and viscosity. Oh, do we need to taste through them again? Yeah, we're done.
I just tried one again and like 3 for me. That's not.
I'm just here to agree, but that would be my pick.
Number 3, it is. Nice. That is,
We were saying that.
yeah, that is. Wow. I'm gonna,
I wasn't sure if the high floor would over-oak it or.
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, Old Forester doesn't put age statements on any of their whiskey, so I don't know how old these are. Because their philosophy is the whiskey's ready when it's ready. It's probably around 6 years. But that is the winner. And oh, I get to keep these and
Make your own blend.
drink those as well. That's awesome. Finally.
That first one was excellent. That's
It's
Right
just
when
a
you did.
little bit
Yep.
richer, yeah.
Right when the third one hit.
It's like if they did
I
a
was
barrel, if they did a barrel pick of that first one, that number 3 is it. But it's a refined.
Yep.
More flavor, more nose. I didn't think it was going to be that easy, but.
Neither.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, they're all fantastic. I would have
You
been
can tell off
happy.
the nose. Immediately, number 2 is kind of like,
Right.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit
It's
too
not-
much
it wasn't
Is that the
cinnamon.
floor 1? Oh, yeah. This one's the floor 1, the middle one.
yeah, the
Yeah, the
middle
middle
one's
one.
G1. Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to put that up top.
Yeah, yeah, rotated through.
Yep.
All right, there it is. Nice, quick, simple, easy.
Barrel proof on a 90-degree day.
Yeah. And yet it
No,
seems right at
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
So, with any hope, this will probably, if it's up in the 7th floor, this will probably get up over 62. So it should be a little over 124 when it comes in. So what we're going to start doing, reserving bottles. There's not going to be a lot left because some of them are going to be allocated out to Horseshoe. Here's what I'm going to do. First of all, email me, rich@wachusettliquors.com. Stop by and see me. Message us through Facebook, whatever, to reserve your bottles. We're going to limit it to 2. But for every bottle you buy, we're going to put your name in a raffle to be able to buy a bottle of Old Forester birthday bourbon. So every bottle you buy is going to earn you a chance. It's the only time I hate doing raffles, but it seems sort of the fair way to do it. If you buy my Old Forester store pick, I'll give you a chance to buy Old Forester birthday bourbon. I don't know how many bottles we're going to get. That's always sort of a mystery in the end. But since I got a barrel, I should at least get a bottle. So that's how we're going to do it. Every bottle of Old Forester store pick gets you a raffle ticket to buy birthday bourbon.
As fair as it gets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounded like a plan, I like it.
This is not package deal. This is not, you don't have to buy any Wheatley's vodka or any of that stuff.
So if
Or
I
any
just
of our
buy-
other
if
store
I just
picks.
buy the barrel, I guarantee myself.
Yes, yes, yes. If you guys buy the barrel, you can have the bottle of birthday bourbon. I mean, if you buy the whole barrel, I'll just give you the bottle of birthday bourbon. So yeah, that's it. Rich at Wachusett Liquors. Shoot me an email. Yeah. We'll talk to you guys next week. Again, Rittenhouse as well, coming in the fall too. This should be here October. Be in time for the holidays, no doubt. All right, guys, we're gonna stick around and drink some more. So, but we'll talk to you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.